Since I joined, the band changed a bit.
Yeah, first a question, pre-editors. How good was the Pride?
They were very good. I wasn't involved.
That's why I asked.
Yeah,
maybe you saw them, but
I did. Yeah. Obviously, I lived with them at university and grew up with them and knew they were in a band and sort of tried to follow them as much as possible in that kind of friendly way. But actually, they had something to them that a lot of local bands I'd seen not only where we were living, but all over the place just hadn't got. Tom was a really engaging singer. He had a beautiful voice, and they wrote some pretty good songs. Good band.
Do you still recall the first time you saw them, or?
No, maybe they weren't that good so early on. Yeah, just pubs around our university really. But they had, they were by far the best thing that I'd seen, and obviously I'd be lying if I said I wouldn't have wanted to be involved in what they had.
Can you tell how you got involved? Were you asked?
Yeah, well, I was. I mean, when we finished university, everybody went off to their respective hometowns, and they basically all wanted, apart from the drummer, to move somewhere and make a go of the band. That's they couldn't think of anything else they'd rather do, or anything that was important to them. I mean, the drummer at that point is quite weird, he was a good friend of mine, but he just didn't want to carry on.
Why? How come?
Well, for various reasons. I'm not going to go into them, but it wasn't just that he didn't want to carry on.
Oh, so he was asked to leave the band?
No, nothing to do with that either. But there were a few reasons that meant that he wanted to go back to live where in his hometown, and they said instead of getting another drummer in, they could probably find hundreds of drummers around the Birmingham area that would have been up for playing their part. They said, do you want to, we know you, we know what you're like, no idea how you play drums, but do you want to give it a go and see how things work out? And fortunately for me, they did, and I thank them very much for that, I guess.
Okay, well,
and they'll never let me forget.
No?
How lucky I am.
That's true. Yeah. So you are the Ringo Starr of the editors.
Oh God, that's horrible, isn't it? Yes.
When is the last time they told you?
Oh, it's sort of daily. They don't say it directly, but they let me know.
You feel it?
Yeah, definitely.
Too bad. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but Geraint Owen?
Yeah, Geraint.
Geraint Owen. Have you spoken to him, well, since he left the editors? Yeah.
I mean, actually, he's sort of played with a couple of bands outside of that. We've actually bumped into them doing festivals and things like that. So he's still sort of plying his trade.
How does he feel?
I really couldn't answer that question. I don't know. I mean, it's just tricky, isn't it? It's a tricky situation. One of your friends did a job before you take over, and things happen.
Let me then rephrase the question as the last question about the subject. Are you still friends?
Yeah. No, he emailed us all the other day, actually. Okay. So, it's difficult. We all live in different places. We can't really meet up and stuff a lot, but.
No, the last question. One thing is, I can imagine that he feels like he misjudged maybe what the band could become. Maybe he's a bit. Well, he has some regrets about it. Do you think he has, or?
I really couldn't say, but I mean, it is since I joined, the band changed a bit. I don't know how much it would have changed if Geraint had stayed in, but I mean, it changed to a certain extent, I guess. So, but I don't know.
In what way did it change?
I joined.
Okay, that's the only thing.
Well, I mean, they didn't decide to be a different style of music, but
but they did change the name to the editors. Why? How come?
Because Snowfield was a terrible name, the wettest name in history, and I think any self-respecting band, as soon as they release a record, they want to be known as something they're not going to be embarrassed of. You know? So we talked about it, and I think we've come up with a very apt name, actually. I think.
But did you have to persuade the others maybe to change the name, or were they also a bit bored by it?
No persuasion was necessary. Everybody felt a little bit embarrassed.
That's good.